Godzilla vs. Destroyer means a lot to me. Why? It's the very first Godzilla film I saw as a kid. I remember being probably 4 or 5. I was sitting on my parents' bed super early in the morning with the volume barely on because my dad was still sleeping in the room. And I was watching it on cable TV, commercials and all. And this film made me love this character, which is wild since this is probably the most emotional Godzilla film to date. So this film automatically is one of my favorites, and not in terms of quality, but just in terms of sentimental value. That this was my first Godzilla movie. So let's talk about it. It begins on Birth Island being completely destroyed. Godzilla and Godzilla Jr. are missing. Later, Godzilla appears in Hong Kong with a brand new design, kinda. He's now burning Godzilla. His chest, arms, and legs are now burning with orange pulses. His atomic breath now red and even more powerful. He has achieved a new form of destruction. Scientists discover that Godzilla's heart is essentially a living nuclear reactor that is beginning to overheat with radiation. Godzilla will eventually, essentially, I don't know why I said those two words that are so similar together, but eventually he'll basically turn into a nuclear weapon that is so powerful that it will turn the entire surface of the planet to ash. So it's now a race against time to attempt to cool down Godzilla, stop him from exploding, and save the planet. Meanwhile, the humans discover the oxygen destroyer from the original film, which was used to kill Godzilla, has mutated prehistoric organisms into human-sized crab-like monsters. Godzilla Jr. is lured to them. Godzilla Jr. puts up a valiant fight, against Destroyer, but it's no use. Destroyer fatally wounds him as he becomes a new form, a flying form, which starts a new destruction. And yes, not Godzilla, Destroyer has multiple films throughout this. He's at one point he's like a single cell organism, then he becomes a crab, then he becomes a crab monster, then he becomes a flying crab monster, and then he gets his final form. I love monsters that have multiple forms in this franchise, so the Destroyer is one of my faves. But Godzilla arrives to take on Destroyer, and actually pretty wicked clash begins. Destroyer reaches his final form and he looks sick. I always compared him to like the devil. Like, what if the devil was a kaiju? He's red, has giant big claws, huge bat-like wings, a massive horn, a really like oblong looking mouth, a really big puffed out chest. Like I said, to me he's like what if Satan, became a kaiju. He looks really wicked. The government realizes, like always, that they need to support Godzilla somewhat here and stop Destroyer. And I'm gonna leave it at that because the ending is kind of really insanely emotional. And even rewatching it, it made me tear up like a baby, even knowing what was gonna happen. This is seriously, in my opinion, one of the best Godzilla films. I could watch it over and over. I could probably view it every week and never get tired of it. But like always, that's just my thoughts. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again, and I hope you have a good day.